Yes, hello. Welcome to Jump Cuts. Today is Sunday, September 22nd. I'm your host and master of ceremony, Tanner Richard Kraft, and with me I have...
It's me. It's Joseph Rennick. How we doing, guys?
Looks like we're having a good crowd right now. I see a couple of people in the chat already. Love to see that. That's good to see. We're here to discuss the latest and greatest of movie news in the last 2 weeks. We got a got a lot of fun times in store for us. So let's start off with an incredibly depressing news topic. You ready for this?
As ready as I'll ever be.
We're going to get right into it. I feel like the biggest piece of movie news that happened the last couple of weeks was the unfortunate, though, with his age, I guess it was going to happen at some point, the tragic passing of James Earl Jones. Field of Dreams, Star Wars, Fences, a lot of stuff. He was 93 years old when he died, and I wanted to start the show just being like, you know, he died. That's tragic.
That's one way of putting it, Tanner.
It's sad. It's unfortunate. He was a true legend of the game. I mean, let's just talk about him. Absolute one of the most legendary actors to ever live. I have a favorite performance in mind. Do you?
Yeah, I've got a couple. I'll let you start, or do you want me to start?
Field of Dreams. For me, it's got to be Field of Dreams.
Okay, that was the one I was gonna go with.
It's I mean, obviously Darth Vader is iconic, but for me, it's got to be Field of Dreams. That's the one for me. You know, that's the one that
Never forget that man so powerfully stated that people will come,
and they did, and I think it's worth remembering
and it was very euphoric.
Yeah. The director and script apparently called for his monologue to be like much more yelly, showy, more of a show of force and emotion. And James Earl Jones was like, no, it should be more subtle, it should be more quiet. And I gotta say, I think that was the right call. It was the correct call. And I think that shows just what kind of gifted actor he was, that he knew that was the correct move. I see someone in the chat shouting out the one episode of The Big Bang Theory. I
was just about to bring that up. His episode of The Big Bang Theory is fucking great.
I've
completely forgot what the rest of the episode entails, but when it's Sheldon and James Earl Jones, that's when the actual episode's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, I heard that. I saw like clips of it when people posted it after he passed away, and I just love the way he delivers. I love Star Wars.
He just looks so excited, and
he looks happy.
I was gonna say, for the age that he was at when he recorded that, good for him. Like, if he's having a fun time, let him have a fun time. That man's clearly earned, especially after his long and industrious career, let him have some fun.
100%, yes. Truly just a legend. And there are so many other great things. I've never had the chance to see him on stage, which is a shame. I've seen clips of his work on the stage where, especially his performance in Fences. It's one of the most powerful things I've ever seen. The way he says, ain't no rule that says I gotta like you.
Yeah.
That, like, Denzel Washington Fences is powerful. But James Earl Jones, I mean, he was truly an absolute legend of the game.
He was a thespian, that man.
We got the chat saying all the wrong Big Bang Theory actors dying, shaking my head. Really dark, man. Also see someone saying Carrie Fisher cameo. I believe there was a Carrie Fisher cameo in that same episode.
They ding-dong ditched her house in that episode.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Alec Guinness is gone. He's been gone for a while. Peter Cushing's been gone for a while. Carrie Fisher has been gone for 8 years now, which is insane to think about.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones is gone now. I mean, Harrison Ford's getting up there.
I think it's just becoming a thing, especially as I get older and I see all of these actors that I've seen on the screen uh, who are significantly older. I think it's just reaching a point where it's like after an actor reaches a certain age and then they pass away, I'm just kind of a little bit more accepting of it.
Once they hit
Like
80
it's
years old, I think,
like
aka
it's
younger than the current president. But once they hit
yeah.
80 years old,
It's one thing when Anton Yelchin died because he was like 27 when he
he
passed
was
away.
like our age.
He was the age I was a year ago. Um, not anymore, but yeah, that's one thing, and that's why his death, among other reasons, why that was impactful. But James Earl Jones, he lived a good life. He aged as well as he could. Um, he lived a very long life. It was bound to happen at some point. It's still sad to see him go. I
No,
don't
of
want
course,
that
it's incredibly
kind of
depressing.
yeah, but there's a bit more of an acceptance to it once you've hit a certain age.
Yeah, you accept the death once they're old, and you're just thankful for the years, the extra years you get. Like Harrison Ford is in his 80s now, I think, and he's still acting. That's a
Yeah,
miracle. That is
it
a
is.
miracle. Mark Hamill is here.
Yeah, let's not talk about Mark Hamill,
Let's not
please.
get into it too much, but he is here.
Yeah.
He is alive. For better or for worse, he's alive. Peter Mayhew, I forgot he died like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna hurt me? I think Anthony Daniels.
Mm,
Do you know something I don't know, or is he already dead?
no, he's still alive. Anthony Daniels is just kind of a pompous dick.
Well,
Um,
yeah, it's fitting.
I think it'll also be a little. It'll affect me a little bit just because C-3PO is just so ingrained with Star Wars. Like even the outside media, like you can't have Star Wars without C-3PO.
Yeah, C-3PO was like, remember, him and R2 are the only one to be in all 9 main saga movies. It used to be that it was C-3PO, R2D2, and Obi-Wan were the only one in all 6 movies, but the sequels changed that. Though you could argue that Obi-Wan's presence is only missing from episode 8, since you got the voiceover stuff in 7 and 9.
Yeah.
It's sad that
Remember
James Earl
when?
Jones died.
Yeah. Remember when Rise of Skywalker was gonna make us cry over C-3PO?
No. I don't remember that at all.
You
Because we thought he lost his memories and shit.
No, we thought he was gonna like be like decommissioned. Remember? Because the trailer like really plays it up.
Yeah.
And then he just has his memories temporarily erased.
Yeah, so you can read the Sith language. What a movie.
Fuck that movie.
Yeah, but it does help that he was so old that you kind of accept his death.
Yeah.
And I think it's also easier to accept death if you are guaranteed to be cloned after your death and your conscious is transferred over to the clone. Which is funny, I bring that up because that is the plot of Mickey 17. The trailer for Bong Joon-ho's next movie finally fucking dropped. Took forever. Dude, what did you think of this trailer, the Mickey 17 trailer?
It looks really interesting. Is this Bong Joon-ho's first movie since Parasite?
This is Bong Joon-ho's first movie since Parasite. So it's been 5 years, man. It's been 5 years.
It's been 5 years. Holy shit.
Been a minute.
I'm glad he took his time with his follow-up. Like it could have taken him 10 years, but
we were supposed to get it in like March of this year.
We were. But then it got delayed, and I'm assuming part of that was because of the strike.
I'm assuming it had to be because of the strike, because it was done.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, because if it got delayed because of the strike, I'm thinking the other reason is just to make sure that it's like perfect. I would hope so.
Yeah, and the strikes would you know, wouldn't affect post-production in theory.
Right. Maybe they just needed the cast to really promote this one because it was a strange one. But do you really need the follow-up movie from Academy Award winner Bong Joon-ho? Do you need the cast to really prompt that one up? I think that just
Well,
I
we
think it
have
just kind
Robert
of sells
Pattinson, it
itself.
helps.
Yeah, that's also fair.
But it also really does sell itself. I'm excited for this though. It looks like a lot more fun than I was expecting it to.
Yeah.
Like I was expecting it to be a more somber thing. I didn't realize that Bong Joon-ho, because Bong Joon-ho makes fun movies, entertaining movies, Snowpiercer.
He does. Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting this to be another one of his like more fun, entertaining movies. I thought it to be like something more than that. But you know, obviously I'm 100% on board with it. It looks great. I think the thing he said in interviews, like, because the book is Mickey 7, right?
Right.
And the movie's Mickey 17. And they were like, so why did you make it Mickey 17? And he's basically like, I thought it'd be more interesting if I killed off more of him.
You sick fuck, Bong Joon-ho.
We love him. We love him. We have no choice but to stand.
Yeah.
I mean, Bong Joon-ho is truly one of the best directors out there. Right now. It goes without saying, but he is a truly, truly incredible talent. Obviously, I mean, Parasite won all those Oscars for a damn good reason, because it's a damn good movie. You petting your cat over there, man?
Yeah, I am petting my cat, and it's making me feel happy.
What does the cat think about Bong Joon-ho?
I don't know. What do you think about Bong Joon-ho? All right, thank you.
Good talk. Good talk. Chat's excited to see Kitty, I see.
Say Val, say hi. You've got fans.
I need to come over and like meet your cat already.
You've already met my cat.
Oh yeah, you still had Val at the apartment. That's right.
I did, yeah.
I need to see your house. Okay. I need to steal stuff from it.
No, you don't.
When did you get a PS5?
I got it like at the it was at the beginning of 2023, remember?
Oh yeah, I let you borrow a game, didn't I?
You did, yeah. I solely got a PS5 because Silent Hill 2 Remake was going to be exclusive to the PS5. So I got a head start on that shit.
That's right. Sorry, I just noticed it behind you and I was like, how long has that been there? Is it blocking your TV?
No, it's just right in the corner. I can still see it fine.
Okay. I was about to start judging you hard. But speaking of great directors, singular talents that make fun, entertaining movies, the new Ryan Coogler vampire movie starring Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld. I love Ryan Coogler. I think this movie sounds awesome. What about you?
Yeah, I think it sounds good. I like the cast. Ryan Coogler's last movie was Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, no, his last two movies have both been Black Panther movies.
Okay, so this is it based on anything? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Okay, so it'll be like his first original film since Fruitvale Station?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is fucking crazy to think about.
That's actually kind of exciting to me. Because if you've not seen, I know you've seen it, but if the chat or anyone watching this hasn't seen Fruitvale Station, see Fruitvale Station. Shit's good.
It's incredible.
Yeah. So I'm all on board for anything original that Ryan Coogler wants to do. Like he's more than earned it at this point. Let the man do whatever he wants. I like the cast. I don't know what else to add to this. You got anything?
I mean, I like vampire shit. I like original vampire shit. I like black vampire shit. I've
Yeah.
been waiting so long for Blade that watching this is going to feel like microdosing that almost.
Yeah.
I mean, uh, beyond Haley Steinfeld and Michael B. Jordan, for me, the big cast member that I'm excited to see, Delroy Lindo. I think it's a shame that he wasn't nominated for an Oscar for Defy Bloods a few years ago because
Yeah.
he's incredible in that. I think he's such a singular talent, and I'm always excited to see him.
So, you mentioned Delroy Lindo, and I'm just like, speaking of Blade, actors.
yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to be in it, and then he dropped out.
I forgot about that.
Oh man. Well, at least he gets to be in a vampire movie. But yeah, no, he's a fucking great actor too. You ever see Congo? He's in Congo.
I've not seen Congo.
He has the most iconic line from Congo,
which is,
"Stop eating my sesame cake."
Oh, that's what that's from?
Yeah, that's what that's from. It's from Congo.
Okay, I'm just
and
gonna...
it's said by Delroy Lindo.
He's great. I'm just gonna say this real quick because Chad is talking about it. Mr. James the Nerd is talking about it specifically. I'm not gonna talk about Diddy.
We're not talking Diddy.
Stop it. That's
we're
not happening.
We're talking Diddy Squat.
Though I have to give him this. Very funny to try and make it new movie news by talking about Get Him to the Greek star, Sean Combs. Talk about a real fucking murderer's row in that movie, right?
Yeah.
Of canceled people?
Yeah, Jonah Hill, Russell Brand, Sean P. Diddy Combs.
Isn't like fucking someone else is in that.
I know Elizabeth Moss is in that movie.
I'm looking up the cast. There's another like big canceled guy in that movie.
Would not shock me if there's more people that are canceled in that movie. It feels like a movie that was just made. Wasn't Aziz Ansari technically canceled?
Billy Bush. Oh God.
God.
I don't want to get into an Ansari thing. That everything about that is weird.
Yeah, that's why I asked, because I remembered it being odd.
I'm good if we don't bring that up, but no. God damn it, he tricked us into talking about Diddy. We were tricked into talking about Diddy, you motherfucker. I'm not. It's a horrible. That man is a monster. That is all I'm gonna say.
Ricky Schroeder is also in Get Him to the Greek.
Who the fuck is Ricky Schroeder?
I know he's another canceled actor. Oh, TJ Miller's. Yeah, this thing is a murderer's row.
TJ Miller. That's who I was thinking about.
Yeah, this is just a fucking murderer's row of canceled people.
Like, because the Jonah Hill thing, Jonah Hill just like seemed like he was a shitty boyfriend. He didn't like have sexual assault allegations like some of these other people do.
Right.
Not that it justifies being a shitty boyfriend. I'm just saying there are levels to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Get Him to the Greek, bad fucking movie. I'm gonna say it. Bad movie.
The only redeeming thing about Get Him to the Greek is the song Furry Walls, but that's about it.
I like Red Sky in the chat. Movie marathon, parentheses. Oops, all canceled. James is saying I'm going to text him very firmly after this. No, you're not. I could have just ignored the Diddy stuff you were saying in the chat. But,
yeah.
You know what I can't ignore?
You!
No, we're not ending the episode. We've been streaming for 20 minutes.
I know. I'm being a goof. Let me be a goof, motherfucker.
I'm depressed. You will be receiving a firm text from me after this.
Oh, okay.
It's just gonna say, I love you.
Okay.
You know who else I love, though?
Okay, who?
James Cameron, who's apparently finally has a fucking project that isn't an Avatar movie in his directorial pipeline.
Yeah.
Ghosts of Hiroshima. It's a book, and he's committing to film his next project as soon as Avatar production permits. Ghosts of Hiroshima, audience, for those who don't know, is a movie about a man who survived the nuclear bombing at Hiroshima, right? He survived the nuclear bombing at Hiroshima. He gets on the train to go visit some family in another part of Japan. That other part of Japan, Joe, is Nagasaki. So, and he survived that bombing too. Which makes him, as far as we know, the only human being to survive 2 nuclear bombings. What do you think James Cameron could do with this one? Because with how big and epic he likes to do things, I think he could do some interesting stuff with this.
That's the thing, is at this point with James Cameron, I don't know him that much as a filmmaker in today's landscape outside of those 2 Avatar movies. However, that man has unlimited resources at this point. When you make 3 of the highest grossing movies of all time, you can pretty much make whatever the fuck you want. What the fuck is he gonna do with this? And I guess
I'm curious to see it for sure.
I guess the other real question is, do you think Oppenheimer inspired James Cameron to do this?
Maybe.
Do you think he wants the kind of recognition that Christopher Nolan got, but
Buddy,
for a different thing?
Joe, he made Titanic.
I know he did, but do you think? I don't know. Maybe do you think it is?
He's already made a movie that won 12 Academy Awards.
Listen, do you think he's feeling a little just depressed and down in the dumps? Do you think he feels like he's not on top anymore? I
think he's crying into a big pile of money.
He is. Do you think he wants to make more money is the question.
I think he wants to do a Scrooge McDuck swim in his vault of money.
Yeah.
Have you ever read watch those videos they've made where someone tried to see if you could actually do that? Swim in money?
No.
You can't.
No.
Sorry to break your hopes and dreams. It can't work. You would probably hurt yourself trying.
Probably break a couple bones. Maybe die. Depending on how you jump.
Listen, man, if I have that much money, I'm just not dying personally. I'm not letting it happen.
All right, fair enough.
Me personally, I'm built different, man. I wouldn't let that happen.
All right.
I see Mr. Rain Conversies in the chat. We see you. We appreciate you tuning in to Jump Cuts. Yeah, I think James Cameron could do something really great here. I think, because the big thing about the nuclear explosion, the bomb, is the sense of scale it demands. And if there's one thing James Cameron understands as a filmmaker, it's scale.
Oh boy, does he ever.
He knows how to make it big.
Not only does he know how to make his movies look big visually, but man, oh man, those gargantuan runtimes.
Earned runtimes. You and I saw Avatar 2 in theaters together. I don't think you and I really complained about the runtime much.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like he knows how to structure his movies well enough to where it makes a 3-hour movie kind of feel like a breeze. Because I can't say that the 3-hour runtime is a turnoff for Avatar for me, but
no, same.
But I guess whatever floats another person's boat. Stop eating tape. Hey.
This is the beauty of a live podcast, people. Sometimes the cat be eating tape.
Yeah.
Is this a regular problem with Val?
Yeah, she likes to eat tape.
Well,
it's like I'm thinking of a bit from I Think You Should Leave. It's like the Calico Cut Pants skit. It's like, my wife, she keeps eating batteries. We have to go to the hospital. Every time she just won't stop eating batteries. You gotta give.
I full disclosure, audience, I've only seen a couple episodes of I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah, I think you should leave the Twitch chat and go watch it now.
Buddy, I'm hosting. What? Are you just gonna talk about the movie news by yourself and then end the stream after 10 minutes? What's your plan here, man?
I might just talk philosophies instead of the movie.
What do you know about philosophy?
Are you doubting me?
No, I'm just giving you shit.
You would fucking better be.
You're a very smart cookie, buddy. Very, very nice. Very Borat. Very Borat. I'm getting canceled. I just heard I'm getting canceled, boys. I did a funny Eastern European accent. But you know who's not getting canceled?
Who?
Jordan Peele, which is great considering that his next horror movie, which was originally called Goat, has now been renamed Him, like the Lost Jesus porno, and is currently set for a 2025 release date. So, Jordan Peele is like the it director of his generation. I think we can agree on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about this, but I'm excited. How about you?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. Yeah, I really liked Nope. I feel like Jordan Peele, for me at least, is kind of 2 for 3. I wasn't that big of a fan of Us, but I liked
Us was the weakest for me, but I still really enjoyed it.
But I did like Get Out. I really liked. In fact, I think Nope is his best movie.
I would agree. Well, actually, I do really like that Get Out.
Well, so here's my thing about why I think Nope is better. I think I was just too late on the Get Out train because I didn't see it until like years later. I saw it around the time that Us came out, so I think I was a little late to get on board the train for that one.
Get Out was one of the few experiences I've had where people were hooting and hollering in a theater that wasn't a Marvel movie.
Right. But yeah, I really like that Nope. But depending on who you ask, maybe not most of America. Twitter seems to really like Nope, though.
Yeah, everyone. I've yet to meet a person that didn't like Nope.
Yeah. So
Nope was great. Nope was dope.
And he's quoting the episode. Go watch it after.
Oh yeah, we do have a whole episode on Nope, don't we?
Yeah, we do. It was a fun time.
Is that pre-rebrand? I think it was.
That was, yeah, it was like a year before pre-rebrand.
No. We rebranded in 22. When we went from podcast to movie night.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Sorry, I understand we've had 3 different... Well, it's not a rebrand, it's a new show. Movie night is still going to exist eventually.
Gotcha. Okay. Anyway, back to the OC. No, I'm kidding. Back to him.
The Jesus porno?
Why did he have to title the movie Him? Because the second that I remembered hearing about this movie, I was just like, why is he remaking the Lost Jesus porn parody? What's going on here?
Well, it's a football movie too, which is interesting.
Well, either way, I admire the ambition. I think I would have admired it even more if he just flat out made straight porn.
Wait, buddy.
Uh-oh.
I have some bad news.
Uh-oh. What happened?
Jordan Peele's just producing this movie.
Oh.
I just reread the article just now to like remind myself, and I noticed that it said Justin Tipping is going to direct this movie.
You motherfucker.
Here
fault. You are. You got me all misconstrued.
My fault.
You got all this information wrong.
My fault.
You know what you are? You're fake news, buddy.
So we're moving on to the next subject, actually.
All right.
28 years later.
Yes.
Shot on an iPhone and is wrapped filming.
Mm-hmm.
This is apparently making it the biggest movie to be shot on an iPhone. So I guess this is kind of a twofer. What do you think of it being shot on an iPhone? And dude, how hyped are you for 28 years later? Directed again by Danny Boyle.
Well, firstly, I'm going to say this. The only other movie that I can recall that was like largely shot on an iPhone, at least off the top of my head, was Unsane, the Soderbergh movie. And you know what? Not only do I hope this movie does critically well, but financially well, and is talked about more fondly than Unsane, because fuck that movie. I really do not like Unsane. I thought it was pretend.
Rain's in the chat bringing up the biggest example of an iPhone movie, Tangerine. The Sean Baker movie.
Tangerine's good. Tangerine's fucking
I'm so excited for Anora. That new Sean Baker movie, it looks great.
Yeah, Nora looks good. As far as my excitement for 28 years later, let me kind of put it into perspective for you. There's 3 things in a horror movie that will guarantee that I will be seeing it. You get zombies. It's set at Christmas, or you have little rubber monsters in it. It doesn't have the latter two, but it's got zombies. So I'm already guaranteed to see it. Um, where it ranks in my list of most anticipated movies for next year, I'd say it's maybe my number 3. It's under Superman Legacy. Got to do it for Gunn. It's under Return to Silent Hill. I'm much more of a Silent Hill guy. And then you've got 28 years later.
I'm sorry, they're going down the Silent Hill movie well again?
Yeah, they shot another Silent. It's Christoph Gans. I have more faith in it because it's Christoph Gans.
Sure. We'll see.
Well, like Chris. Okay, I'm going off topic real quick. Christoph Gans made the only good Silent Hill movie and one of the better video game movies. I'm actually anticipating this, and I think he will do a good job.
They got the guy from the first Silent Hill movie to come back?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm a little intrigued by that then.
Yeah. He's adapting to, which I'm kind of iffy on, but from what I've seen of it, it looks fucking great. I'm hyped for it. A lot of it's going to be practical. A lot of the sets are practical. All the monsters, for the most part, are going to be practical. It looks really fucking good. But back to 28 years later. So I love the 28 Days movies. The one with Sandra Bullock, that's not canon, but that one's fine for what it is. 28 Days.
Is that 28 weeks later?
No, the one with Sandra Bullock is just called 28 Days, and it's a romantic comedy. It has nothing to do with any of those.
Oh, I was like, what Sandra Bullock movie?
28 Days Later is a classic for a reason. It reshaped the zombie genre. That one introduced fast zombies. I guess they're technically infected people, but let's be honest, it's a fucking zombie movie. It may just be because I saw it not too long after we all got out of lockdown. I think 28 Weeks Later may be the better movie.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I've only seen 28 Days Later.
Watch 28 Weeks Later. That movie fucking slaps. Is
there a 28 months later?
There is not. There's only been 2 movies in that franchise, 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. Jeremy Renner, Rose Byrne, and Idris Elba are in 28 Weeks Later.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of good people in 28 Weeks Later. But yeah, especially having just gotten out of lockdown, 28 Weeks Later hits a lot harder. And with all that in mind, I'm genuinely curious to see what Danny Boyle will do with it. I'm just happy that he's back. Not to say that the director of 28 Weeks Later did a bad job, because he did a fucking great job. I just really like that Danny Boyle, man. Danny Boyle's fucking great.
You like Yesterday?
I haven't seen Yesterday.
Come on, it's his last movie.
I know it was his last movie. And it's about the Beatles. I'm shocked that I've not seen it yet.
Well, the only reason it was his last movie is because he was pretty deep in pre-production on the next James Bond movie before that didn't happen. Yesterday is cute, Rain. I agree.
Yeah, I need to see Yesterday. But I love Steve Jobs. I love Slumdog Millionaire. I loved his first film, Shallow Grave. That one's really fucking good.
Trainspotting.
Trainspotting 2 is actually really good.
Yeah,
too.
T2 Trainspotting's great. For me, the funny thing about Yesterday is that it made me believe in love again.
Yeah.
Tim brings up an excellent point in the chat, which is you made a parody of the movie Yesterday, and you haven't even seen it.
Yeah, I made a parody of the movie Yesterday. It's called Cruise.
But you haven't seen Yesterday.
I have not seen Yesterday. I just know the premise.
What are you doing?
I don't know, man. I just found it very funny. I was thinking of the premise of that movie, and I was like, what if we remade this movie, but like instead of like the most influential rock group of all time, it's like a bro country group that had like 2 hits.
Baby, you're a song. You make me want to roll my windows down and cruise.
Yeah,
I
like
got my windows down.
like would that really like impact the world of music if we lost that?
There'd be
Not
like
really.
a lot of teenage girls in the mid 2000s would be a lot sadder.
I don't know. I think they'd just be more mildly inconvenienced. But after like you kind of just like you shrug it off, you just go make some spaghetti.
I eat the Pringle wrapper. Watch Cruise, guys. It's a funny movie.
Yeah, all improvised by Mr. Tanner Richard Kraft.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. But you know who they did not pay the big bucks?
Who?
Chad McQueen, who is the son of Steve McQueen and one of the actors in The Karate Kid, passed away at 63. Gonna be honest, don't know why I included this news in our roundup.
Yeah, Tanner, I'm gonna be real with you and listen. Yeah, it sucks that somebody has passed away. With that said, I have no idea who the fuck this guy is.
He was in the Karate Kids movies. He was one of the assholes.
Okay.
He's like one of Johnny's friends.
I've only seen the Karate Kid movies maybe like once or twice in my life each.
Okay. Well, what about Chad's son, Steven, who is apparently an actor in the Vampire Diaries?
Who?
Yeah, well, Steve McQueen's really cool, though.
Steve McQueen is really cool.
You seen The Great Escape? That movie's fucking awesome.
Like, not only do I think that movie's a great movie, I own it on Criterion.
I own the Criterion Blu-ray too. I'm looking right at it. It's not
good.
really in reaching distance. Otherwise, I would grab it myself to show. Instead, I'll show you this. I'm just gonna take my shirt off. No, I'm kidding. Well, I'm not stripping. I'm not stripping. As much as the chat is demanding it, I will not take my shirt off.
Don't make him.
If you insist, I will take my shirt off.
Oh,
but I'm not planning on it.
Yeah,
it's sad that Chad McQueen died. It's a shame.
I just wish I had more to say about it.
Yeah, I set us both up to fail by including this in the news roundup. I set us both up for failure there. That's on me. I take responsibility for that.
You failed us. You failed us, and you failed Chad.
I thought you said chat instead of Chad for a second, and I was just like...
Well, you also did fail chat, so...
Let's see if our viewer count has gone down since we started. Oh, it's gone up.
Good.
Maybe that's the surviving members of Chad McQueen's family.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm going to hell.
Yes,
but you know who
are.
else is going to hell? Donald J. Trump. And speaking of Donald J. Trump, we got a movie trailer, the new trailer for The Apprentice, a movie about the early stages of Donald Trump's career and specifically his relationship with the lawyer Roy Cohn. You and I, we both watched this trailer right before showtime. Joe, What did you think of it?
Yeah, it looks fine.
You think it looks fine? I think it looks great. The bestest movie they've ever seen. That's what the folks are telling me. They're telling me they haven't seen a better movie, folks. We love it, don't we, folks? The late, great Hannibal Lecter.
Oh my God, okay. I think I now recognize who's playing Roy Cohn.
That's Jeremy Strong.
Yeah, I'm looking at his IMDb. Or not his IMDb. I'm looking at his Letterboxd.
Do you not know who Jeremy Strong is?
I don't recognize him from any of the bigger roles that he has had.
He was
however,
in The Big Short.
Okay, I don't think that movie's that good. So, anyway, no. Here's what I do recognize him from because I see it on his Letterboxd, and then I realized he's the Adam Sandler looking soldier from The Happening. He's the cheese and crackers guy.
You fucker! You motherfucker! You motherfucker! God damn! He has been in so many incredible movies. He was in Succession, and you're like, he's the cheese and cracker guy in The Happening. Fuck you. Fuck you,
Hey,
you motherfucker.
Hey, Succession, who I don't give a fuck. I've not seen Succession.
Neither have I.
Yeah, and you act like it's a big fucking deal. And I'm like,
Twitter
okay.
does.
Okay. Do you think I give a fuck what Twitter says?
They love Succession. We love Succession, don't we, folks? The late, great Brian Cox.
He's not dead.
He is in heaven, folks. We miss him, don't we, folks? We miss Brian Cox.
Tanner, you realize you saying this, you're just cursing Brian Cox. You know that, right?
Brian Cox, who will live forever.
Okay, you've really killed him.
He's not gonna die in the next week, guaranteed.
Tanner, stop doing that!
He's gonna make it to 2025, folks. He's gonna live to vote for me, Donald Trump. I love my supporters. We love my supporters, don't we, folks? Jason Secor just joined. I'm sure he's having a great time at whatever nonsense this is.
Yeah, probably.
I like to think I do a decent Trump impression. The trailer looked a lot of fun. It was very rapidly edited. I know a couple of things about the movie that allow me to know it won't be fun. Given the graphic nature of the thing I know, I won't talk about it live on the air because it could be triggering. But I think the fact that I'm saying that and it's in the context of Donald Trump, Joe, I'm sure you can put two and two together about what I'm referring to.
Yep.
So it's not going to be all fun and roses, but from what I understand, Sebastian Stan is great in it, and Jeremy Strong is incredible in it. I'm hearing Oscar buzz for Strong. Movie's not out yet, so who knows really, but
went from cheese and crackers to Oscar nom.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Cheese and crackers, folks. I love eating cheese and crackers. The late great cheese and crackers. If you elect Kamala Harris, they won't let you eat cheese and crackers anymore. They're gonna make it illegal. They're gonna take your cheese and crackers away, and they're gonna do transgender surgeries on them.
They're gonna do transgender surgeries on the cheese and crackers?
The late great Lecter. This is a goddamn train wreck. It's beautiful.
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
This is a disaster. This is the greatest episode ever. I think my nose is bleeding. I thought I felt blood coming out of my nose. Like it was the devil. The devil was within me. Don't do it, Tanner.
Speaking of the devil, I watched The First Omen recently. Good movie.
Yeah, good movie. I need to see it still. I'm looking forward to The Apprentice. It looks like it'll be a good movie. I like the way it was shot visually. Like I like the visuals of it in the trailer.
Yeah, it does look visually nice.
And you know, I did get a kick out of the thing at the end where the little trailer stinger was like, Mr. Trump, what would you do if you lost your fortune? And he's like, well, I might just run for president. and then I started crying because I was so speaking of Donald Trump running for president. Are you familiar about how he almost ran in 2000 under the Reform Party banner? And secondly, do you know what most of those words mean?
No.
You don't want to know.
You're telling this to the guy who
Mr. Apolitical.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get it. The Reform Party was the Ross Perot party. Ross Perot is the last independent candidate to get serious traction here in America. You might be familiar with his name. Anyway, Donald Trump almost ran in 2000. And it is fascinating watching videos from back then. Considering apparently he was considering having Oprah Winfrey as his running mate. He used to be less insane. But then they killed the late great Hannibal Lecter. He liked cheese and crackers, didn't he, folks? That's the thing he loves saying, don't we, folks?
Yeah.
How are people still watching this goddamn train? Oh no, 3 people tuned out. Good.
All right.
The Apprentice looks great, and Donald Trump is a criminal.
Yeah.
And speaking of criminals,
Criminals?
fuck you. They're sorry, hold on. They're not sending their best cheese and crackers, folks. They're bringing crime, they're bringing drugs, they're bringing rapists, and some, I assume, are good crackers.
They're bringing trans fats, and some fats, they're fine. There's many fine fats on both
trans
sides.
Fats, folks. We don't like trans fats, do we, folks? They're doing transgender operations on your fat. Transgender operations.
Oh
on
my
your
God,
body fat, folks. We don't like it.
They're bringing pepper jack.
They're bringing pepper jack, folks. They're bringing pepper jack. They're bringing cheddar. They're bringing Swiss.
All right. I'm gonna quote Matt Foley, motivational speaker. So, how do we get back on the right track, Tanner?
We talk about the former MoviePass CEO, Mitch Lowe, pleading guilty to securities fraud conspiracies. MoviePass. Remember when it was a thing? We were saying it was a deal so good it might as well have been a crime. Well, shit, it turns out it was, huh, Joe?
Yeah.
Did you ever have the MoviePass thing?
No.
I did. Me and Dan being an old friend of Joe and I's, him and I both had MoviePass, and boy, I milked that shit for all it was worth. I knew that it was clearly, they were scamming somebody, but they weren't fucking scamming me. Like, boy, they were trying to scam people. They were trying hard. They did not scam me. I scammed them, if anything. I stole all their money, basically. MoviePass.com. Use the promo code SQUAD15 to go straight to jail. I agree. MoviePass is still a thing. Matter of fact, actually, you know what? Hold on. Entertain chat, Joe, for just a minute.
Okay.
I'm counting on you, Joe.
Okay. So, you guys want to see some new movies I got? Hold on. Okay. Actually, hold on. I'll show you these. These aren't movies, but I did get these in the mail somewhat recently, if you guys can even hear me. So I got like old movie theater pins. This one here, it's for the original Spy Kids.
Where the hell did you get that?
I got these off of fucking what's the app? Hold on, Mercari.
eBay.
Well, the reason why I got them was because it came in a pack. It came in a pack with the Spy Kids one. I also got this Titan AE one. I got Rose McGowan in the movie Monkey Bone. But the reason why I bought the pack, and I'll just show you the one, but it came with 3 movie theater pins for Spider-Man 2.
You have 3 of them?
I have 3 of them.
How badly do you want all 3 of them?
Very badly.
Okay, well, I don't feel like fighting you on this. I briefly subscribed to MoviePass's new service. I canceled it because I wasn't ever using it. Their new service is more expensive and relies on a point system. I don't understand it. I assume it's more profitable for them. But the funny thing about MoviePass is they, like, it's so funny of them to tell people, like, we're gonna give the customer $10 a month and they can see unlimited movies once per day. And we're going to make money off of this somehow. When the average customer only needs to use the service once a month for them to lose money. What were they thinking? Like, of course, yeah, and apparently they kept on like. There's also a whole other controversy with the other co-founder using company funds to buy gay prostitutes and shit. Not that there's anything wrong with partaking in
Not
gay
that there's
prostitution.
anything wrong with that.
There's nothing. Well, there is something wrong with using company funds for it.
Yeah.
That's a crime. And I guess
Yeah.
prostitution is also technically a crime, but one I don't personally care that much about unless someone's being exploited.
Yeah.
He bought his gay sex worker, like his like young boyfriend, a Lamborghini with company money. Not the Mitch Lowe guy, the other guy. I think the other guy has fled the country because Mitch Lowe pled guilty, I think, in cooperation to yeah, I don't get it. It's a fucking mess. Honestly, I just put this in because that 6, 7, 8 months when I had the original movie pass, it was a good time, Joe.
Yeah.
I miss it.
I know you do.
Having a little credit card, swipe, swipe, swipe. Seeing all the fucking movies I wanted, man. I saw American Made on Movie Pass. That's a good movie.
That classic.
And I'm grateful that Movie Pass sort of opened the door for a service like AMC A-List or the Alamo Season Pass. Both are services I subscribe to because I'm regularly going to AMC and Alamo theaters.
As an Alamo Drafthouse representative, buy the season pass. The season pass is a really good deal. And I'm not even just saying that because I work for them. Like, when you actually look at the deal and how much they're charging, it is a really good fucking deal.
You basically only need to see 2 movies a month and you're making money on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm definitely seeing more than 2 movies a month at the Alamo.
You 100% are.
I'm Alamo definitely Drafthouse, great theater.
Great theater. It's almost like I work there or something.
Do you know how much fucking money you guys have made off of me food wise?
Probably a lot.
You've made so much money off of me food wise. It's insane.
Yeah.
I need to stop buying food when I go. Dude, so last time I went there, so the last couple of times I went there with my dad, he got a margarita. I got a frozen margarita. Your guys' frozen margarita is, first off, strong as shit. You guys are packing that shit with the tequila, man. I take a sip and I'm like, oh, tequila, okay.
Yeah, I mean, tequila, it's one hell of a drink.
2, when I saw Will and Harper there, see that Boston accent kind of shit too? I said Harper. When I saw Will and Harper there, I got a frozen margarita myself, and I get the bill, and it's like $15. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No offense. Your prices are outrageous. Also, please, just bake the 18% service charge into the upfront price. Stop making me do math.
Yeah.
I know you have no control over this, just a projectionist.
I have zero control over this. I just make sure that the movies are playing.
I imagine it's a corporate thing that you do the 18% service charge.
Yeah. Anyway, random question for you guys. Because I'm looking at this pin. You think if Rose McGowan does another convention and I bring this to her, do you think she'll sign it? It's for Monkey Bone. Do you think she has fun? She probably doesn't have a lot of fond memories of making
Get the fuck away from me. Hold on. In Australia, GST is combined into the price. Jason Secord, are you Australian? This is crazy. We have an international fan base, Joe.
Fuck yeah.
Coming from a land down under. What if Jason Secord is secretly Mr. Sunday Movies?
Oh, boy.
Hey,
he's Australian. Fuck yeah.
I did not know that. Well, thank you for tuning in. It must be early in the fucking morning over there, right?
Yeah, what time is it over there?
I'm Googling it. Oh, it's noon. It's like 11:55 a.m. On a Monday. This dude's watching us at work. What a hero. Well, thank you for tuning in. That's cool. And it's interesting you're from Australia, because Australia has a number of its population that is Aboriginal people. America also has like a type of Aboriginal people. We call them Native Americans. One of the Native American family or Native American nations is the Cherokee Nation, which transitions to our next news story. Is that offensive? Was that transition offensive? I don't know.
You know, I think it might have been just because it's you.
The Cherokee Nation opens its first tribally operated film school. And this is the last piece of news I put on the docket because this is something that matters to me.
Okay.
I like having minority filmmakers given their voices, allowed to have their their voices heard, allow them to have giving them the opportunity and the tools needed for success in order to display the art. Especially nowadays, as especially in the British and American film industries, how much of it is reliant upon money and how much you need to come from a rich background to even have a chance at making it. That the Cherokee Nation is opening a tribally operated film school, and Jason Secor puts it perfectly: creative control. They're able to tell the stories they want to tell on their terms. They're able to tell their stories on their terms. And I think opening a Cherokee Nation film school for that is very important. But what do you think, Joe?
I wish I had more to say. All I can say is just, yeah, that's really fucking cool. Like more perspectives and more ways for people to give us those perspectives is a good
Yeah,
thing.
I think that's good for art. I think that's good for the industry when there's a variety of perspectives that, and not just for the art that's coming out now, but for the art that's going to come out in the future. You have all these different perspectives. It's going to filter back into the filmmakers that are 12, 13, 14 years old now. And the movies they're going to make is going to be more influenced by this stuff. And I think that's really important. And I think that leads to better movies.
I agree.
And I remember Jason Secord a couple months ago turned me on to this project that was being done by I believe a Native American filmmaker. It was a short film. It was entirely in their native language. I don't remember what film it was. I'm sure Jason would remember it more specifically. But I was so happy when that thing met its funding goal, because I was sharing it around with anyone, being like, please, if you have $1, if you have $2, donate, donate, donate. And thank God it met its funding goal. I need to check back in on that, see how it's doing, because I wasn't able to donate it to it at the time. I was under a tight financial crunch, so to say. Guts, I think it was called, says Tim. I think you're right. That sounds correct. Tim, did you donate? I can't remember. Maybe not. It's okay if you did it. We all shared it around, and I believe I shared it using the Bomb Squad platform. Again, I think it's just so important to have. Oh, Tim did donate. That's awesome. It is so important to have these perspectives. It is so important to have different types of people able to tell the movies they want to say, because obviously there are classics from every era. There are a fantastic movie from the teens, the 20s, and the 1930s. It was from Navajo, that's right. Okay, it was Navajo Nation film. I can't wait to see that when it comes out. I'm sure it's going to be great. And I can't wait to see what generation of filmmakers comes out of this Cherokee Nation film school, because the stories they are going to tell are very important. I sort of just dominated the conversation there.
Yeah, I wish I had more to say about it. I don't have much to say. I'm just cool. Yeah.
Basically agree with me. This is important. It's important that we have this.
Yeah, just like more new voices from different perspectives. Good thing. And we now are getting more platforms for that. So,
well, that's all I have in terms of movie news written down. Does chat, the great chat, does anything have anything we want us to talk about? We will talk about whatever you want, chat. Even if it's the late great Hannibal Lecter.
We're not going to talk about P. Diddy, though.
We're not, no. We're not doing that shit again. No P. Diddy. No Diddy, no Sean Combs, no Get Him to the Greek. No TJ Miller, no Russell Brand.
Did anyone see The Substance this weekend?
I wanted to. I was busy.
It's selling really well at the Alamo.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jason Secord's asking us an excellent question, which is, what do you think of adapting books to film? That's a great question. I think that's a difficult question for me to answer.
Honestly, it's been around since the dawn of film. Sure, cool.
Some of the earliest works of cinema is fundamentally just adapting books. I think
a movie that people consider as the greatest movie of all time is based on a book. It's called The Wizard of Oz.
That's true. And another movie people consider the greatest movie of all time is based off of a book. It's called Iron Man 2.
Do people really consider that the greatest movie of all time?
The late great Hannibal Lecter.
Oh my god.
The late great Robert Downey Jr. In terms of adapting books into movies, I think it can get a bit of a bad rap. Obviously, it's a popular practice. But I think that you can get something interesting. Taking one art and transferring it from one medium to the other, I think can bear new meaning, can mine new meaning and new substance, pun not intended, out of the art. Mm-hmm. I think there's that, but I also think there's the danger of just sort of doing a straight adaptation and maybe nothing interesting coming out of that. I also think that there's the danger of losing the meaning, but I also think there are other great cases like Starship Troopers. The book is a piece of fascist propaganda.
Yeah.
The movie is a satirical parody of fascist propaganda. Mm-hmm. Not only have we got a new meaning out of that book, we have completely flipped the meaning out of its head.
Yeah.
Okay, Jason Secor. What Jason Secor is saying, I'm specifically thinking about books having pre-existing canvases, but original movies based on nothing don't. I get that to an extent. I think that difference is perfectly why there are two different screenplay categories at most award shows: adapted and original. It's two fundamentally different challenges, adapting a book versus mining something original. And then there are also other layers to it, like adapting The Bike Riders is adapted from a book, right? But it's adapted from a photography book with very little writing in it. Have you seen The Bike Riders? It's good. You should see it if you haven't.
I have seen it.
It's a good movie. Good picture. A lot of killing.
I saw it when I broke my toes, and seeing Austin Butler get his foot like just broken to shit. Like, this was like a couple days after I broke my toes too. So
yeah,
big woof.
And you know, and Jason Secor brings up a great point that fan bases for directors are more stronger than for books. Depends on the books. But like,
there's
I think
a lot of wine moms that really wanted to see.
But then there's shit like Night Bitch, which I think getting lost in the sauce amongst all the Night Bitch discussion is the fact that that's a book. That's based off of a book. If I wanted to, I could buy the book right now and find out how that story is probably going to play out.
Probably.
So I think that's an interesting discussion to be had about having sort of a pre-existing canvas and even a pre-existing fan base, because you know how much studios like IPs.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason Secor brings up the good point. The actors and the bike riders do talk quote unquote funny, but that's just accurate to the time period. That's how people in Chicago talked then. And if you go to certain places in Chicago, you can find people that still talk like that.
Yeah. I also just like it when they talk because it's just fun.
One of my favorite things about actors that I love, I fucking love accent work. Even bad accent work, like Don Cheadle doing a British accent in the Ocean's movies. It's the worst goddamn Cockney accent ever put to film, which makes the performance kind of infinitely more fascinating.
Yeah, a little bit. Now,
I love accent work.
Whose Cockney accent is worse, though? Don Cheadle's or Dick Van Dyke's?
Is Dick Van Dyke even really trying one?
I don't know.
Don Cheadle is definitely trying. You can tell. You know?
I think the emotion work that Dick Van Dyke is doing makes it a little bit more endearing than Don Cheadle.
I think I agree. I'm a defender of Keanu Reeves' accent in Dracula, says Jason Secord. Yeah. I think Keanu Reeves is doing some interesting accent work in that movie.
Like, you want to know who else would agree with Jason Secord other than myself?
Francis Ford Coppola.
Francis Ford Coppola. In fact, if I remember correctly in an interview, he had stated, like, nobody on that set tried harder to make that role work than Keanu did. So yeah, like, even he understands the job that Keanu Reeves was given was not an easy one. And if you want to shit on Keanu Reeves' performance in that, then I'm going to tell you this: Winona Ryder's not much better. And I like Winona Ryder.
They're still they still call each other husband and wife because they were considered legally married on that set.
That is very funny.
I think that's hilarious and cute.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, that's a great question about the book stuff. Does chat, Red Sky, Tim, Rain, does anyone have anything they want to throw at us before I send it home today? I'll give them a moment. While I talk about the late great Hannibal Lecter. Terrifier 3.
I don't give a shit. That's all that is all I have to say about Terrifier 3. I don't give a shit. I don't like the first one. I don't like the short film. I didn't even see 2. I don't care.
I haven't seen any of the Terrifier movies. Despite being a big fan of the Saw franchise, I don't actually much care for grindhouse, grindcore, gore type of stuff.
Well, you see, that's the thing is I do. And I think that this is a bunch of just gratuitous bullshit.
Yeah.
So that's saying something. And also, I know somebody is going to bring it up when we put this fucking thing on YouTube. Because I said 3 things that will guarantee that I'm seeing a movie in a theater when it comes to horror, which is Little Rubber Monsters, Zombies, and Christmas. The only exception to that rule is Terrifier 3. I genuinely don't give a shit.
Yeah. We have a member of the chat that says they love the Terrifier movies. That's great. I should give them a shot.
You know, more power to you. If I don't want like my ranting about how much I don't give a shit about them to be like a detriment. Like, if you find anything in those movies of value to you, more fucking power to you. Like, enjoy what you love, man. But like, my opinion on that, I just don't give a shit, dude. I'm sorry.
Jason Secord is bringing up a movie called that. Ooh, okay, this is interesting. So, Jason Secord says that Elijah Wood is going to be in a New Zealand film called Bookworm. I don't have time to watch the trailer right now. I'm just looking at it and I'm seeing that the director is a guy named Ant Timpson. Joe, I'm asking, do you recognize that name?
No, I don't.
Well, I'm going to tell you something that I think might be of interest to you.
Okay.
Ant Timpson is one of the 4 producers, not executive producers, but producers on a little 2015 movie you might have heard of called Turbo Kid.
Oh! Okay, now that name sounds familiar. Okay.
Not a director, but one of the producers.
Yeah, no, yeah. That name does sound familiar.
And I'm just looking at it. It stars Elijah Wood. The poster looks fucking insane.
It's called Bookworm, right?
Bookworm. Elijah Wood is wearing a funny wig. So that's kind of interesting. I'll have to watch the trailer. I can't watch the trailer in the middle of the stream, unfortunately. That could be a copyright problem. But Jason Secord, rest assured, as soon as this ends, I'll watch this trailer, and thank you for putting it on my radar, because I love finding movies that aren't American. And like that includes like, you know, obviously movies in a different language other than English, but I think there's a lot of stuff coming out of like Australia, New Zealand, other predominantly English speaking countries that I don't see a lot of, and I would like to get turned on to more of it. So this is on my radar. Thank you.
Like two of my favorite like movies of all time are like they speak English in them, but they're from other countries. You got Anna and the Apocalypse, which is a Scottish movie. The movie was made in Scotland, and then Turbo Kid, as previously mentioned, and that's Canadian.
Yeah. We got Gianni conversing in the chat asking our favorite silent film.
Ah,
I got an easy one for that. Metropolis.
yeah, that's my answer too. It's Metropolis.
Metropolis is a goddamn masterpiece. It is probably my favorite movie to ever come out of the country of Germany, which is saying something because there's a lot of Fassbinder movies, or Fassbinder, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Not Michael Fassbinder, but the other Fassbinder movies I like. I think there's a lot of great stuff that has come out of the country of Germany, but I don't think anything quite compares to Metropolis.
I think if I wanted to be a little bit different than Tanner's answer, I fucking think that The Passion of Joan of Arc is a goddamn masterpiece.
That is also a masterpiece. It's been that one came out a lot greatly. Came out a lot. Has been coming out a lot lately because of the Denis Villeneuve is apparently entering pre-production on a Joan of Arc movie of his own.
Okay.
Passion of Joan of Arc is fantastic. I that's on like a bucket list for seeing on a big screen for me.
Same.
And Metropolis has already made that list, or is already off that list, because that was my introduction to it. The first time I got to see Metropolis was on a big 4x3 projector screen in college, and I just, the scale of it is impressive. I see Tim in the chat calling Metropolis the first good movie. I wouldn't go that far, but it might be the first truly no, because The Passion of the Joan of Arc, that one's from like 1919.
Let me take a look.
That movie is like, I think, from the teens.
Let me take a look. Which came first? Passion of Joan.
Whoa.
So that one is 1928, Passion of Joan of Arc.
I think it's like 1919, right?
And no, Passion of Joan of Arc was 1928.
So they came out the same year.
Metropolis came first.
Oh, by what, like a year?
Yeah, by a year.
Okay, so they're from the same time. What movie came out in 1919? I'm going to Google 1919 movies and see what that gives me. Metropolis was probably the first auteur movie. Jason, that's an interesting point. Maybe. I'm not really an expert in auteurism, which leads directly into your next question, is what do you think of auteurism? I think auteurism is a great way to explain how, despite entire crews being different, you can still distinctly feel a director's fingerprints on any movie they direct. I also believe that it takes a village to make a movie, and auteur theory maybe slightly discredits. I don't like the idea that there's truly a sole author of a movie. It takes a village. I think auteur theory is valid to explain some things like that. But it's still a it takes a village, but I think auteurism it's a way to explain how we see these consistent themes in a director's work. I think it mostly explains the type of how directors will be attracted to certain types of projects. I don't know. My feelings on auteurism is complicated. What about you, Joe?
I think you've pretty much summed it.
And I'm not nearly enough of an academic about film to really properly discuss this.
Yeah, neither am I.
This deserves a better caliber of conversation than I think I am capable of giving it.
Yeah.
I think Rain actually brings up a good point. It's a flawed lens of analysis, but arguably gets too much of a bad rep these days. I think that's valid. I valid counterpoint. Is there a fancy word for collaborative art? Movies.
I'm looking through because we were trying to figure out what the first great movie is, right?
Are you still looking at old movies?
Yeah, I'm in 1920s on Letterboxd. A great fucking movie that came out a couple years before Metropolis and Passion of Joan of Arc, Battleship Potemkin. 1925.
Oh,
That's a good one.
that's good. That's great.
1920, Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. That one's okay.
Cabinet of Dr. Caligari is amazing. Nosferatu, 1922.
Yep, getting remade by Robert Eggers finally.
I am so excited for that movie. We talked about that in the last Jump Cuts. We're all excited for that.
I am excited. The one thing that has me absolutely worried is the fact that Lily Rose Depp is cast. I
Let him cook.
I don't think she's that good an actress.
Let him cook. Just say you hate women, Joe.
Listen, I don't hate women. I don't know.
I'm gonna cut that to make you say I hate women. I'm just gonna cut out all the context.
Go fuck yourself. I have faith that Robert Eggers can get a good performance out of her, though.
He can succeed where Kevin Smith failed.
He can succeed where Sam Levinson failed. Remember the fucking Idol or whatever that show she was on was?
Nope.
The one with The Weeknd.
I didn't watch it.
I watched an episode of it, and I promptly knew that, yeah, Sam Levinson must be stopped at all costs.
We have to kill him. Assassination Nation was ass nation.
It was. Euphoria, more like
Shitforio.
Yeah, there you go. Fuck, I actually really do not like Euphoria.
Malcolm and Marie, more like pee pee poo poo stinky butt.
You're not wrong. That movie's a bunch of pretentious bullshit. I don't know if that's actually...
What do you mean mediocre?
I actually don't know if that's my least favorite movie of the decade so far.
My least favorite movie of the decade so far is Butter.
Yours is Butter, because I'm thinking like Malcolm and Marie's bad. Dash Cam is fucking atrocious.
I didn't. You insisted I watch Dash Cam, and I just thought it was regular bad.
I thought it was like one of the absolute worst things ever put on film, an absolute waste of film, and an absolute waste of just time.
I think for me, a movie has to be like offensive on some level.
I thought it was ungodly offensive, like in multiple ways. But
wait, hold on. Rain says he met the producer of Butter, and you didn't beat him up? What the hell, man? I thought we were friends.
So let's see what else, because I actually have a list of this. What's all on my list of the worst of the decade thus far. The Drop is another one. That movie's a bunch of...
Is that the one where they drop the baby?
And they just keep focusing on the fact that they dropped the fucking baby. Fuck that movie.
Shit happens, man. Like, is the baby alive? Yes. Move on.
Sound of Freedom's pretty bad. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Sound of Freedom?
Yes, that's the Jim Caviezel one last year that caused a bunch of...
You fucking watched that?
I rented it from the library. I did not give those fuckers a cent of my money. I sat through, I think that movie's like 2 hours long. It felt like 15. One of the worst paced movies I've ever seen.
Speaking of Jim Caviezel, apparently Passion of the Christ 2 is set to start filming next year.
You mean Jim Caviezel?
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, who cares about Passion of the Christ 2? Let's see, what else is on this list? The Gray Man's on there, Butter is on there. Amsterdam is on there.
Jason Secord in the chat is asking a great question. What are movies you like that everyone else hates? I'm staring at a pretty great example right now, a poster I've been meaning to take down because of the the woman on it is no longer a woman I want to be even think about ever. But I'll say it. We have a whole podcast where I talk about it. I fucking love Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah, that movie's really fucking good. Um, yeah, sure, Gal Gadot. We don't talk about Gal Gadot anymore, but yeah.
I also fucking love Halloween Ends. I think Joe and I are both in the pro Halloween Ends camp hardcore.
I am pro Halloween Ends. That movie has a lot of interesting things to say, but everyone's like, "Oh, but no Michael Myers, no Michael Fuck you. Michael Myers is one of the least interesting characters ever. He's only interesting in one fucking movie.
Halloween Ends arguably gives him more intrigue than any other movie in the franchise.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go on a rant about the Halloween movies here. There's only there's maybe 3 good ones. 3 of them. The original, Halloween 3, Halloween Ends. 2018's okay. The rest, you could just erase that entire fucking franchise and just leave the original, and like nothing would be lost. The Halloween franchise, except for maybe I don't know, the Friday the 13th franchise, you could erase those movies from history and you would miss nothing.
No,
absolutely fucking
you.
Nothing.
I need Jason X.
Okay, fine, Jason X, whatever. But here's the fucking thing about the Friday the 13th movies. None of them. The
first one's arguably the best movie is arguably the third one, and it's not that good.
No, the best one is 6 because it's aware of like all of the tropes.
Yeah, Friday the 13th is actually like a really bad franchise. Halloween as a franchise at least has some stone cold bangers in it.
Yeah, at least there's like 3 movies that are like legit good. But you could erase those movies from history and not miss a single goddamn thing.
I see Red Skies in the chat saying Halloween Kills superior. I had fun with Kills, but also if I ever have to hear Evil Dies Tonight one more time, I might actually jump off a goddamn building.
Halloween Kills is fun. I will say that.
It's fun. That's the slasher fun. If you wanted slasher fun from the new Halloween movies, that's your slasher fun.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Halloween and Friday the 13th are franchises you could erase from history, not miss a thing. The only like true like king that we would actually like miss shit from is Freddy and Chucky. Like the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, and especially the fucking Chucky franchise. If we got rid of those, we'd be missing out on some classics. But I want to go back and answer Jason Secord's question. And honestly, I think it might just be based on pure fucking nostalgia for it. But I kind of like Van Helsing.
Van Helsing, I've been watching some clips from it lately. It actually looks kind of fun. I think I might give it a proper watch.
Oh, so here's the thing about Van Helsing. That movie is dumb as shit. It's not really that good of a movie, but I love like watching that movie.
I saw a clip of like the big mirror reveal where like the main lady character discovers everyone else in the room is a vampire, and that looked really cool.
Yeah, that shit's good. Richard Roxburgh in that movie is Dracula, and he's horribly miscast, but he is giving it his fucking all, and it's fucking hilarious. Like, he is the most entertaining thing about Van Helsing.
All right.
Like, Hugh Jackman's just kind of doing his Hugh Jackman thing. He's basically playing Wolverine. Like, there's really good makeup in it. Like, the guy that plays Frankenstein is just, like, covered head to toe in makeup. Frankenstein's monster, I'm sorry. Like, he's covered head to toe in makeup, and it's fucking great. The guy that plays Benny from the Mummy movies, he's
Benny and the Jets.
Yeah, he's Igor in that movie. And Igor's a lot of fun in that movie. That movie's basically just monster action after monster action after monster action. The first 15 minutes of that movie are legit good, though. Because that's when it like really pays tribute to Universal monster movies. Because like the first 15 minutes are like it's formatted like an old Universal monster movie, and it's also shot in black and white or color graded to look like it's in black and white. And I kind of wish the whole movie was like that. But yeah, no. Give Van Helsing a proper watch again, Tanner. It's not necessarily a good movie, but I have a lot of fun every time. I need to watch it when I'm high because
Well,
I think I would have a lot of fun watching that movie while high.
I'll have to check it out sometime. And we're coming down on an hour and a half. I think I'm going to call it.
Probably good.
That's it for this episode of Jump Cuts. To everyone watching live on Twitch, thank you so much for tuning in live. For everyone watching the VOD when it's uploaded tomorrow morning on Monday, thank you for starting your week with us. If you are watching on Twitch, how about you go ahead, follow us? And better yet, maybe throw a sub our way. I finally turned on monetization on our channel. So you can give us money if you want, or don't. Don't let me tell you how to live your life.
Give me money, Mr. Kearns.
And
it's burned, stupid.
Speaking of giving us money, how about you mosey on down over to our Patreon, where we have 2 tiers. We have the $5 tier where you can get the commentary tracks that we've recorded. I've actually recorded 2 today myself. One was Tim and I, the other was Rain and I. Had a lot of fun, so expect those to be coming up, being put up in the coming weeks. And if you donate to our $10 tier, you can get a special little shout out here. First things first, Mr. Jason Secord, you've been in the chat for the last hour, like half hour plus. Thank you so much for tuning in live. And he's always watching our videos. We really appreciate it. He's a big supporter. He has some great writing and some stuff on his own. So thank you so much for tuning in. And also Tanya Kraft, my mother.
Name I keep mispronouncing.
Yeah, you keep saying Tanya. It's Tanya. I'm literally saying it out loud.
I think it's the Iowa in me.
Yeah. If you're listening on Spotify or whatever audio platform, leave us a review. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. Go down to the comment section below. Let us know what's the biggest piece of movie news. Are you excited for the Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler vampire movie? How hilarious was it that I didn't realize until halfway through talking about it that Jordan Peele movie wasn't directed by Jordan Peele? And what's your favorite James Earl Jones performance? Comment below and let us know. While you're down there, hit the like button so we know how much you like us. Hit the subscribe button so we know how much you love us. And hit the bell icon so you can know exactly when we upload new videos. Thank you also very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye!
They slid my ticket across the table and I said, "Sorry guys, I gotta see about a girl."